I'm Yaakov Horowitz, and I'd like to invite you to a Zoom meeting together with your parents titled Tell Me Anything. The backstory is that your parents have the initiative, the courage, and the devotion to explore their own parenting practices in the hope of being the best parents they could be. Not all parents do that, as I'm sure you're aware of. So, kol hakavod to your parents for doing it. One of the things that I've been talking about over the past 4 weeks is this notion of creating the culture at home where you guys, your kids, can be able to be comfortable talking to your parents about anything. And by anything, I mean anything. There are obviously barriers to doing that, which I'd like to discuss with you collaboratively, together with some of the other parents in the cohort and kids. There's so much value in creating that relationship. And if you haven't experienced it until now, you might be a little bit skeptical that it's possible. It is possible. I didn't have that relationship with my parents. They were wonderful people, but it's not the way it worked. And thankfully, we were able to get that relationship with our children, and it was something that was very important to my wife and I. So there are obvious barriers to having that type of relationship because when we say anything, obviously it means including things that your parents won't be happy with. So there's all sorts of issues that come up. There's the issue of confidentiality and feeling uncomfortable disclosing to your parents, especially things that they might not be pleased about, but it gives you the opportunity to talk about it openly. There are so many, other barriers. So I found that the best way to do this and the best practice is supported by research and anecdotally what I've seen over the years is to create a set of house rules to sit down and hash things over. Like, what happens if I tell you something? I'd like to discuss a subject that you might not be thrilled with, but I think we should talk about. So these house rules are really important, and I encourage you to spend the time thinking about it, and I'm here to facilitate that. So what I anticipate the Zoom being all about is that I'll start off by a little bit of an introduction, and let's talk about it together. If this is a value, if it's something that your parents are interested in doing and you're open to the idea of exploring the possibility, I think it can be such a game changer. It could really enrich your lives and allow you to take your relationship with your parents totally to the next level. And hopefully, it's something that you'll be fortunate enough to be able to have your parents mentor you throughout your life. Now, that doesn't mean you have to listen to everything they say. That's not what a mentor is. A mentor is someone that I've had fantastic mentors over the years. A mentor is someone that you seek their guidance, you talk things over, but you make your own decisions. When you're teenagers, you're transitioning from being a kid that parents just say, do this, do that, don't do that. And then eventually you get to a stage in life where you make your own decisions. Tell Me Anything, that type of relationship allows your parents to help guide you through life, allows you to have the luxury of seeking their input, of discussing things with them, and really positioning yourself to a beautiful life of your own, and hopefully something that you'll be able to have that type of relationship with your own children. So I look forward to interacting with you on this, and I really intend it to be very laid back. I'm going to try to be a little bit of a guide and to mentor you and your parents through this process. I hope you'll be able to and want to come, and very much looking forward.